Good evening, everybody. Welcome to this championship contest between the Pioneers and the Benedictine Ravens. I am going to be your commentator tonight, Noah Frankie. This is going to be a good one. We're going to get our national anthem and starting lineups here, and then I will come back and we'll do a little pre-break before we start this game. Thank you guys for joining, and it'll be an exciting one. Here we go.
Starting lineups, first for Benedictine. At guard, a 5'6" senior from Water, Kansas, number 3, Kennedy Nicholson. At the other guard, 5'7" senior from Beloit, Kansas, number 12, Lauren Dubert. At the other guard, 5'11" senior from Gordonville, Kansas, number 20, Josie Fleischer. At forward, 6'1" senior from Wichita, Kansas, number 30, Jennifer Jacobs. And at center, 6'3" senior from Seneca, Kansas, number 33, Riley Rottenhouse. Benedictine is coached by Chad Colson. And now, ladies and gentlemen, introducing your Pioneers. Starting at guard, a 5'6" senior from Somerset, New Jersey, number 5, Kiana Skay. At the other guard, 5'7" freshman from Cedar Springs, Michigan, number 21, Grace Carlson. At forward, 5'8" junior from Olathe, Kansas, number 11, Aubrey Rogers. Freshman from Hillsborough, Kansas, number 2, Zaylee Word. And at center, 6'1" sophomore from Fairfield, Missouri, number 24, Cameron Lee. Pioneers coached by John Lewis, assisted by Alexis McAfee, Drew Wheatcroft, Olivia Blue, and Nadia Sarai. Tonight's officials are Dave Sutherland, Larry Hare, Jocelyn Schnupp, Price, and
all right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to start here. This is going to be a big matchup here. Benedictine had 2 tight games with the Pioneers this year. Scored an end too close, 72-58 back on December 7th. And January 25th at their place, it was 65-49. But anybody who watched those games knows it was intense, and it was back and forth all the way up to the end where the Pioneers pulled away. So this one's going to be a very, very tight game. Pioneers going with their common starting lineup when you got number 2, Zaylee Worth, number 5, Kiana Shank, number 11, Aubrey Rogers, 21, Grace Carlson, and 24 in the middle, Cameron Green. And for the Ravens, number 3, Kennedy Nicholson, number 12, Lauren Dubert, number 20, Josie Weissert, number 30, Jennifer Jacobs, and number 33, Riley Rottinghouse. And the Pioneers win the tip. Zaylee with the ball, back and forth. Kiana drives. Hits Cameron. Cameron dribbles into a double team. Shank from the corner. That one's good to start off the game. The Pioneers with a 3-0 start. And they're going to put up some pressure on the Benedictine Ravens here. Just some man pressure, nothing too crazy, but it's going to slow them down just slightly. High pressure by both Grace and Aubrey. They couldn't get to their handoff as what the Ravens wanted. Jacobs missed that one. Worth gets the rebound. She slows it down. Pushes it up to Shank on the right side. Who moves it to Carlson. Another corner 3 from the right side. That one's no good. Out on the Ravens. It's going to be 20 on the shot clock for a reset. High catch by Green. Over to Worth. Screen. Shank with another 3 from the wing. That one's no good. Rebounds. Rottinghouse. She gets it to Dubert. Dubert pushes the ball. Stride stop. Back to the high post. Into the corner. Jacobs with it on the high elbow. Dubert comes off screen. Gets it back to Jacobs. Jacobs travels. Tries to go one-on-one. Was not successful. That'll be a turnover on the Ravens. An electric crowd by both sides. Both the Pioneers and Ravens students showing up today. Carlson is going to bring it up the right side. Green has it on the left block. Zaylee Worth gets on the right block. She goes to work. Tries to go up. No foul. She gets the ball back after a rebound. They're going to check the shot clock there since there was no full possession there and no touch of the rim. They're going to reset that. Hopefully they can get it accurate here. 9 seconds on the shot clock. Rogers to inbound the ball. She moves over to Carlson. Carlson in the corner. Shot clock winding down. 5 left on the clock. Rogers with the ball on the wing. She's going to look at Carlson in the corner. Carlson's got to shoot. Nope, gets it to Green, and nobody talks about the shot clock, and the Pioneers force a turnover. Another turnover in this game already. The crowd probably played a factor there. They were shouting out on the Pioneers side, but nobody could hear them with how loud those Ravens students are being right now. Dubert catches the ball in a man press. She's going to walk it up. Rottinghouse has it on the side. Jacobs calling for the ball. She gets it on the high post. Top of the key over to Dubert on the left. Another ball screen. Lots of ball screens from the Ravens so far. Nicholson drives on the right side. She gets it to go for the first points for the Ravens tonight. And Carlson tries to push the ball, almost forces a turnover. Thankfully for the Pioneers, Shanks got it. Looking for a dribble handoff, no good. She rejects. Throws the opposite corner, sprays. Aubrey Rogers, no good from the left corner. Tip out by Green. Worth tries to get back to her. That's no good. That's a turnover for the Pioneers. Both teams statistically force most turnovers in the conference. So that's going to be a common theme tonight. Pressure all over the place. Rottinghouse from the left corner. That one's no good. Carlson with a good box out. She gets it. She's going to go 3-on-3 in the fast break. Carlson with a euro. That's no good. They get a rebound. Dubert pushes up the ball. Nicholson again. Oh, she cannot catch it. That's going to go the Pioneers' way. Mary Luca going to come in the game for Carlson. And for the Ravens, Jaylee Christensen, number 42, comes in the game. Just 3 minutes in the game, and it's a little bit sloppy, but not because neither offense is performing, but just swarming defenses on both sides, almost full court pressure. Rogers gets to Green on that left wing. Back to Worth. Worth's trying to go to Worth. That's no good. Luker, back to her. One more try. She spins. Goes up. Foul. She's going to go to the free throw line. Zaylee Worth, number 2 from Hillsborough, Kansas, was the freshman of the year in the conference. And she has been a big addition for this team, no doubt. Big game, last game against Mount Mercy and their win on Friday. First one. It's no good. One more shot for Zaylee. Student section for the Ravens making a lot of noise over there. That one's good. Tourney comes in. And Zaylee's going to take a seat after her free throw. Full court pressure again by the Pioneers. Just man pressure. But maybe forcing a turnover, basically 5 seconds, whatever it is. They get it to Dubert. She drives left. Look, got nothing there. Gets it over to Christian, and she gets fouled. Foul there is going to be on Tourney McDowell. She just gets in the game, gets a foul. Number 44, Taylor Christensen, missing the first one. She's a freshman from Stillwater, Oklahoma. So freshman getting a big-time minutes in a big-time game. This would be a huge win for them. As the Pioneers on a 26-game winning streak, that is a school record. She makes the second one to make it a 4-3 game. Aubrey Rogers going to bring up the ball on the left. Gets it to Green on the high. Key. Rogers looks to reject. She steps back. She pulls for the 3. That one's good. Step back 3 by Rogers. She got ice in her veins. She hits those all the time. And then the full court pressure to go alongside it. That's a two-way player if I've ever seen one. Dubert's going to bring up the ball for the Ravens. She's going to try to get to Christian. Go one-on-one, McDowell. Green comes a little bit, gets a little pressure on the second double help. That one's no good. Deep 3 by the Ravens. No, but Jacob gets the old board and gets it to go. Josie Weischer just pulls one from the left wing, and not sure that was a great shot, but either way, they get it executed for it. Green on the post, goes one-on-one. That one's good. You got to get doing a double there. She's going to dominate you all game. That's the reason she's a first-team conference. Dubert calls a play. Drives the left, tries to reject it. That's no good. Might have been off her foot. They say no. Going to go back to the Ravens. 17 on the shot clock. 2 subs for the Ravens. Number 33, Riley Writinghouse, and number 35, Carmen Morales. Sorry. Sorry, that was number 23, Michaela Bowman, not 33. Mackenzie Manthe comes in the game for MNU. Pressure by Mary Lukert. Almost turned it over, but Nicholson's got it back. Bowman gets to Christensen. She gets to go from the mid-range. It's a 10-foot shot to go from the left side with the shot clock winding down. She's got 3. Makes an immediate impact coming into this game off the bench. Kenzie struggles to get that catch, but she does get the ball back. Moves it over to Trey McDowell. Try to go dribble, handoff. Not successful. Trinity just picks up the ball. Gets to Kiana Shank on the block. Another one-on-one. She loses the ball. It's going to be a jump ball. That's going to go the Ravens' way. There's a lot of just energy in this game, a lot of emotion, a lot of nerves. Pioneers and Ravens both need to just take a breath, calm down, execute their offense the way they want to. They got Mary Lukert on Dubert down, not Aubrey Rogers. Lukert's going to take that defensive assignment with Aubrey to just win and score a little more. Rejected Dubert handoff. Looks to go one-on-one. Dubert gets to the ball with Zaylee Worth guarding her. Christian goes to work. Already a big game so far. That one's airballed. Rebound by Morales. That one goes in. Carlson brings up the ball. Dribble handoff in the corner. Lukert got it. Back to Carlson. Looking for the low post. Can't get it to Manthe. Screen, no good. Aubrey Rogers pulls up from the high top key. That one's good. She's got another one to go. 12-9 is your score. And they're going to keep putting that pressure on. Dubert. Get into a little high post action. She goes over. She goes to work. That's a double by Zaylee Worth. Very smart double. That's going to be a jump ball. That's going to go to the Pioneers. John Lewis looking for a foul call in the hook. Either way, it's going to go to the Pioneers, but you would like to have that possession still.
Also back in number 20, Josie Whiteshaw.
Rogers can bring it up. That one's no good, but she's going to get a foul call to go. And Rogers is going to go to the line. Foul's number 35, Carmen Morales. Aubrey Rogers, big piece of this offense and the defense for this team. She was a third-team all-conference, and she is a junior, so she will play a big part in their team next year as well. First one dribbles out. 3:42 left to go in this quarter. Kiana comes back in the game after Aubrey hits the second one. She's going to take a break. Pressure by the Pioneers. And Weiser gets the ball. It's 25 on the shot clock. They got to get it across half. Thankfully, Brugman does. Nichols passes it over to Christensen. Back to Morales. Weiser gets the ball. Nichols, they're going to call it a illegal screen on the Benedictine Ravens. It's going to go the Pioneers' way.
Offensive foul number 35, Carmen Morales. That's her second.
Subs for the Ravens. Riley Rottinghouse comes back in the game, as well as Jennifer Jacobs. Shank going to bring out the ball. John Lewis calls this set. Green at the top of the key comes down. They're going to try to get her high post on the switch. They didn't switch, so they can't get it to her, but they're still going to try to work for it. She's working for it. Green on the low post. Goes one-on-one. Spin comes. She goes up. That one's no good. Great defense there by Rottinghouse. And the Benedictine Ravens push the ball. Jacobs one-on-one with Worth. She pulls it out. High pressure by Zaylee Worth. And she forces a steal. Get on the ball. Get on the ball. Zaylee Worth with it. This could be a fast break opportunity for the Pioneers. Kind of shake on the left side. She slows it down. Gets it to Worth on top key. Big to big screen. Cameron Green falls. She rolls, couldn't get the ball to her. Steal by the Ravens. There goes Dupert with the left-hand layup. She's going to finish that one. 13-11 is your score, 2:26. Turnovers is the key to the game right now. Both sides can't take care of the ball. And both sides causing a lot of turnovers, but they got to take care of the ball if they want to win this game. Green pushes it all the way to their side. Back to Chang. Green's trying to go to work. One-on-one. She gets the ball. Fake spin. Goes back the other way. That one's no good. Another jump ball called. Worth fighting for the old board. That one's going to go to the Ravens. 2 minutes and 6 seconds left in this game. Aubrey Rogers is going to come back into the game for Grace Carlson. She's going to take a seat. Riley Brugman brings up the ball. No help. She's just going to walk it up. Little horns action here. That one is no good by Weischer. Pioneer is going to push the ball on the right side. No one stops the ball. She gets almost into the paint before she gets a defender on her. Green looking for Worth. Doesn't get it to her. Luke gets the ball back to Worth. Goes one-on-one. She rejects, spins, and it goes up. She finishes. She's got 3 on the game. That low post presence is going to be big with Zaylee Worth and Cameron Green. It's been big all year. There's a reason that they have the freshman year and first team conference with those two. Benedictine moving the ball around. Looking for the dribble handoff to Dubert. She gets it. Drives middle. That's a gap break by Zaylee Worth. She moves it up. She can't get it to Lukert. Tries to get that pass up and finish. Aubrey Rogers wide open on the left wing. She's going to go for another three. That one's no good. And Dubert's there for the defensive rebound. Wide open shot. Want to capitalize but can't. Dubert, she drives right. Tries to reject. No good. Brugman drives the ball. Can't get anything. Heavy gaps by the Pioneers. She pulls it out. There's 13 seconds on the shot clock and counting down. She pulls up for three off the screen. That one's no good, but they're going to get the ball back. Weiser with the rebound. She goes up. She's good. 15-13. Timeout by the Ravens.
30-second timeout.
2-point game with 34 seconds left. Both teams probably looking to drop something right here. I would assume John Lewis is going to go for one shot here and give 4 seconds back to the Ravens. Try not to let them score. But we will go to break here for just 30 seconds until we come back for the end of first quarter.
You need Jerry.
You said in Jerry law?
Injury law.
In Jerry law.
Injury?
You need Jerry. In Jerry law.
And we are back here. I am joined by Dakota Smith of Benedictine. Thank you for joining us, Dakota.
Yeah, not a problem. Thank you, guys. Get the text from Chad that you come up. I need you. Okay. I'm here, so we'll do it. 34.4 to go. It's been a tight first quarter, and that's...
Turnovers has been the problem. It's kind of what we expected.
Yeah. And two teams that know each other very, very well. Both
Absolutely.
Coach Lewis and Coach Folsom have been around both of these schools for a very long time. So two guys that know each other very well. Their teams know each other very well. They know what each other's going to do.
Yep.
So about
Nothing surprising.
Yeah, about 3 seconds between the game clock and the shot clock. Inside to Worth. A spin over Jacobs. Rebounded by Weiser. Inside 10 to go in the first quarter. Bruggeman. Step back fadeaway is short. Jacobs on the putback too strong, and that is how the first quarter will end of this 2025 Heart of America Athletic Conference Women's Basketball Championship game. Pioneer ball to start the second quarter. Be Worth, Skink, Rogers, Carlson, and Green for MNU to start the second quarter. For Benedictine, it'll be Nicholson, Dubert, Weiser, Jacobs, and Rottinghouse as the Pioneers lead by 2.
Already in that first quarter, we got 10 turnovers by the team, 6 by the Ravens, 4 by the Pioneers. That's huge.
Layup missed, rebound to Josie Weiser. They're going to get the foul inside on Carlson. That will be her first.
That's her first team foul.
Into Nicholson. She tries to turn the corner, swatted by Green. Pioneers 5-on-4 the other way. Green goes at Rottinghouse, and she's fouled. And that will send Cameron Green to the free throw line for MNU.
Fast break has been a key component to this game with so many turnovers, so many defensive rebounds. There's a lot of pace going back and forth. Some teams got to settle in here and execute some half-court offense, though.
I wonder if maybe some jitters
Absolutely,
with the moment.
Game.
Yeah.
Big one.
First free throw is missed by Green, a 59% free throw shooter on the year. And Green misses both. Rebound falls to Weiser. Weiser goes back door, and one for Josie Weiser.
And that's the danger of playing so heavy gap defense and coming up and trying to be in that gap. When you get backdoored, you have no help defense. It's going to be a bucket every time. Tie game, though. This is a great one. It's going to come down to the wire.
Weiser converts the free throw. And the Ravens have the lead, and if I'm not mistaken, it's their first lead tonight.
That is correct.
Inside Green. Spins against Rottinghouse. Deflected, and it falls to the Ravens. Dubert, guarded closely by Rogers. Step through, layup good for Lauren Dubert. Worth, top of the key, drives at Jacobs. Green, long two, comes up short, long rebound. Worth unable to keep it in. Her foot caught the line and will go to the Ravens.
And Cameron Green, I mean, she started 1 for 1, but missed the last 4 or 5 in a row, and they got to look to go to someone else here, obviously, and they're going to take her out. Mackenzie Manthy's going to come in the game.
Top of the key, Rottinghouse around to Dubert. Dubert drives at Worth, and she's going to draw the foul on Zaylee Worth. That'll be the third team foul of the quarter on MNU.
Another blocking call. Now they're getting picky on these calls. I think 2 of the 3 blocking calls, one on Grayson, one on Zaylee there. So they got to change something defensively because you can't keep those 2 up the floor very long.
Weiser from deep. Missed everything but the backboard. Worth, full head of steam into Jacobs, and that's going to be the second personal on Jennifer Jacobs. That will bring Nicole Stork into the game for Benedictine. And that'll be Trinity McDowell for the Pioneers.
Probably looking for screen-to-screener action there, or back to Aubrey Rogers.
And they're going to get a foul on Benedictine as Rogers goes to the rim. She will head to the charity stripe for 2. It's going to be on Weiser. That'll be her first.
Riley 1 for 2 in this game in the free throws, so hopefully she needs 2 big free throws here. She's got to hit them so the Pioneers cut it to 1.
Riley Wade into the game for Benedictine, senior out of Olathe, Kansas. First free throw is good from Rogers. Had 20 points the last time these 2 teams met, hitting 4 threes. As Rogers makes both and cuts the lead to 1. Over the top pass to Stork, and one for Nicole Stork.
That's some really good box high-low action. And they just executed to perfection. Mackenzie Manthe staying on the top. Probably a matchup thing because she's been on top all night, so they're going to take advantage of that if you continue to play that way.
Stork at the line for one, converts the old-fashioned three-point play. And the Raven lead is 4 with just over 7 minutes to go in the first half. Three from Rogers, too strong, and Weiser comes away with it for Benedictine. Weiser, deep three, off the back iron, rebounded by Rogers. McDowell inside. Layup no good for Manthe. Dubert steps into the three, too strong. Rebound falls to Lukert, and we're going to get a timeout from John Lewis. It'll be a 30-second timeout.
Coming out of the timeout is you score 21 Ravens, 17 Pioneers. Pioneers struggling in this second quarter, and the Ravens have taken advantage on both sides of the ball.
Just feels like this game doesn't have a rhythm to it yet. Both these teams still in the feeling out process. Green. Kept in play by Dubert. Long pass ahead to Wade, and she gets the layup on the other end. And a 6-point Benedictine lead. Three from McDowell, good for Trinity McDowell.
She's going to pull that every time you give her a little space, so they got to step up because that's what she does. That's what she does.
Big three there for MNU to cut the lead in half. Pioneers now 4 of 9 from beyond the arc tonight.
And try to get to that flex action, couldn't get to it.
Wade drives baseline. Well contested by McDowell, rebounded by Green. Schenk inside and one for Kiona Schenk.
Tough pass there by Green to get in there, but she converted it. 3 points here, big swing for the Pioneers.
Now a chance for MNU to tie the game as Zaylee Worth back into the game for MNU. Riley Bruggeman back in for Benedictine. We are tied at 23. Mini 6-0 run by the Pioneers to tie it up.
Another box set. Looking for the high-low.
Now they tried that same action that they got the and one on a few possessions ago. Nicholson, deep top of the key three. Off the mark, long rebound picked up by Weiser. Bauman misses with the left hand, tipped out and controlled by the Pioneers. Worth. They have a mismatch inside with Worth And she dribbled that one off of her foot. They're going to get a foul on Stork. And that is going to send Lukert to the line as the Pioneers are in the bonus with 4:16 to go in the first half.
That's a really tough call to have. I mean, you're already scrambling for the ball. Their loose ball, there's a chance the Ravens get that and go fast break like they have all quarter, but instead the Pioneers just go with the line.
Actually, it'll be Green at the line. And they got the foul on Stork. Rottinghouse back in for Benedictine. Green makes the first. Green misses the second, and Rottinghouse comes away with the rebound. 1 point Pioneer lead. They're on a 7-0 run. Bruggeman drives, layup good for Riley Bruggeman. Her first points of the night and gives the Ravens the lead back. Rogers. Three is short and falls right to Lukert, and she's fouled by Weiser, and that's going to be her second. Foul trouble mounting for Benedictine. Now their third player with 2 personal fouls.
Look, it's been a physical game, but the refs are calling a lot of fouls. It's not like they're letting them play, and that's the reason. It's just the nature of this game. It's the way it's going to be for all 4 quarters.
Dubert back in the game, replacing Weiser. 3:43 to go as Lukert misses the first.
Benedictine is 0 for 7 from the 3-point line. Got to look to get to the paint as they've had success with O boards and just driving off.
Lukert goes 1 for 2. They try to go inside to Stork, and Bruggeman throws it away. And a turnover by Benedictine.
Some miscommunication there. One thought they were going into the high elbow, and the other one thought they were going into the block. But pressure is put on man. It's kind of what we expected eventually. That's a cheap foul right there. I'm not really sure I would call that one.
Yeah, that's just not a smart foul, though, either.
No, it's really not.
That's really not.
That's her first.
So that's the first on Bruggeman. It's going to send Rogers to the line.
Look, you're already in the bonus, and if you're going to man-court press to take timeout, that's fine, but you just can't pressure full court and foul full court.
Rogers, an 85% free throw shooter, makes the first. Goes 1 for 2. Dubert on the far side wing. Drives at Rogers. Finds Nicholson in the corner for 3. Off the back of the rim. Rottinghouse with the offensive rebound. Dubert will try it from the other side. That one misses. Benedictine now 0 for 9 from the 3-point line. And Dubert fouled by Rogers.
Oh, they're going to call it on Rogers. Wow. Can we get a replay on that one?
Yeah, that was 50-50. That was really tight.
That was really hard to call.
That's her first. 15 foul.
Elijah, can we get a replay on that one real quick to look at it? Oh.
I thought she got. I think Dubert got to the ball first.
Yeah, that's the hard part.
And then she made the contact right after she got hit.
It was an offensive foul.
Bruggeman finds Stork. Re-entry pass from Nicholson, knocked away by Worth. And Dubert knocks it out of play. That is already the 4th steal of the night for Zaylee Worth.
And she's been everywhere, and it's mostly been off doubles, to be honest. She's coming off on these low posts, and she's just digging into them. And that's a smart play, except you got to get back and not give up all boards. That's been a problem so far.
Just over 2.5 minutes to go in the first half. In a very highly contested championship game. The Pioneers have already punched their ticket to the national tournament. Benedictine has to win to guarantee that bid. And they got a 3-second call inside on green. As the other auto bid for the Hart goes to the runner-up in the regular season, so Grandview gets the other auto as long as the Pioneers take it. If the Pioneers win the tournament, then they get the other auto. If Benedictine wins, they get the auto, and inside to Stork for the layup. Thank you.
It's a really great ball screen. It's a hard thing to talk about in the middle of the game, you know.
trying to watch and talk through scenarios at the same time. Yeah. Especially when you weren't planning on calling a game tonight.
Yep. Didn't expect this to happen. We're just here.
Yeah. Worth blocked by Stork. Bruggeman cut off by Green. Turnaround long two, doesn't get the roll, and Green with the board. Her fourth of the night. Swung around, Worth. Short on the three. Saved by Schenk, but it'll be right to Nicholson.
Could be a mismatch inside. No, they switch back. Smart by Pioneers.
Dubert lost it, and she was fouled. Going to the rim. They got it on Rogers.
That'll be her second. That's huge for the Pioneers. I mean, she's got 10 points in this game already. Like I said, she had 20 last game, and she's a key part of their team. But there's only a minute left in the second quarter. John Lewis might just let him ride it out. Let her ride it out and see what happens.
Dubert makes the first. An 84% free throw shooter on the year. We got a lane violation on Benedictine, so that one won't count.
No shot, lane violation.
Well, it's still a 2-point game. Both sides have gone on runs. It's just who can capitalize in this last minute and go into halftime feeling confident.
Now, 1 minute remaining here in the first half. Around Lukert, three, good for Mary Lukert.
That elevator screen came absolutely clutch. John's called that every game almost, once a game, and a big moment right there for Mary Lukert.
Hand off to Bruggeman. 12 to shoot for the Ravens. Dubert inside, layup good for Lauren Dubert. She has 7, and it gives Ravens the lead back. The shot clock is off.
One shot for the Pioneers. They're getting set here. Ten seconds.
Schenk top of the key around to Green. Rogers. And Rogers, wide open layup at the buzzer for Aubrey Rogers. And the Pioneers will take a 1-point lead into the halftime break of this 2025 Heart of America Athletic Conference Tournament Championship game. high fly ball deep to left field. Gone! Victor Sanchez Ramos wins it for the Pirates.
You have got to be kidding me with this guy. Sends Park to Nationals.
Top of the screen, gets a little bit of a head start. Now throw over the middle, man wide open. And off to the races of the Pioneers. And nobody's going to catch him. 10-5, touchdown Pioneers. Quick strike offense. Able to come up with a huge chunk of yards.
There on the right wing for the Cumberlands. A bicycle kick. Hugo Cornish! What a start for the Statesman! The best goal I have ever seen on the Dross field, and it's in the biggest game I've ever watched on the Dross field.
Jerry, you need Jerry.
You said injury law?
Injury law.
Injury law.
Injury.
You need Jerry. Injury law.
What goes into building next year's roster? From identifying top prospects to fostering relationships that lead to commitment, recruiting is a full-time mission. WinOne brings it all together into one powerful platform. Whether you're on the road or at the office, WinOne is always within reach. Our iMessage automation makes connecting simple and efficient. Send personalized messages from your own number to every recruit on your list. Adding recruits is fast and effortless. Add as you go, upload a list, or even share a custom QR code. Visualize your roster like never before with the WinOne Depth Chart. Plan positions, customize views, and keep your recruiting strategies sharp. And just like that, you've built next year's roster. Centralized, connected, and built for success. That's recruiting with WinOne. You were built for your athletes. WinOne was built for you.
All right, we are back here at halftime. What's your first thoughts on the game from Benedictine's side?
Obviously, the no-made threes is a big deal. That's something that's been a Benedictine strong suit. The back part of the year, they've hit a lot of threes, been very efficient on the offensive end. There was one game they weren't, and that was against Grandview, and they lost that game. But it's about knocking down shots, and the 9 turnovers, I mean, that number's a little high, but with the ball pressure that MNU puts on, it's expected. But I think the key is you got to keep people out of foul trouble now. You got Weiser with 2 and Jacobs with 2, both 2 of your starters, and Weiser, one of your top 2 scorers. You got to keep her out of foul trouble because you don't want to have her off the floor in the second half.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you expect that some of these Benedictine threes are going to start falling. Like you said, they've been freaking hot lately. I mean, that's what big part of the game in Grandview. But Obviously, 0 for 9 is not what you expected. Still, though, they are with the 6-0 boards. I mean, they got 6 extra chance points. That keeps them in the game here, which is a 1-point game. But they got to find a way to slow down Albie Rogers, who has 12 points, in whatever way that is.
Yeah. She's always good against Benedictine, it seems like. Every time. She had 15 the first time, 20 the last time these two teams played, and just always elevates against Benedictine, it seems like, on my side of it. But she's a great basketball player and great shooter. And we'll see where the secondary scoring comes from for the Pioneers. Worth is 1 for 5. Green's 1 for 5. Shank's only taken 4 shots. Like, where is it going to come from outside of Aubrey Rogers? You had a couple very timely threes from McDowell and Lukert to kind of keep the offensive rhythm going, but where is it going to come from outside of Aubrey Rogers in the second half for MNU?
Yeah, I mean, you expect them to go back in the paint. That's been their recipe all year, right? It's fast breaking, is get to the post. So we'll see what John Lewis has drawn up. I'm sure there's adjustments from both sides, but I can expect the pressure to stay on. The one stat I was really interested in looking at this is the 15-5 free throw disparity. The foul trouble is not about the same fouls-wise, but with that free throw disparity, that makes a big difference in the game. I mean, both teams really need to get it going. And maybe that is for Benedictine at the free throw line, but we'll see.
They get it into Dubert. It'll be Dubert, Nicholson, Weiser, Jacobs, and Rottinghouse for the Ravens to start the second half. They go inside to Rottinghouse, and she's swatted by Cameron Green. Her second block of the game. For the Pioneers, it will be Worth, Shank, Rogers, Carlson, and Green.
Back to the box set that we saw earlier. Reject. That's no good for them.
That's short from Dubert. Loose ball on the floor. Weiser came away with it momentarily. We're going to have a jump ball, and it will go to MNU.
That's like the 4th or 5th jump ball of the game. Like I said, these girls are just diving on the ball, being aggressive. They're hustling. That's exactly what you want to see out of both teams in a tight game. Even when offense is not coming, you got to do something to impact the game.
Carlson will bring it up for MNU. She's scoreless tonight.
Zone defense by the Ravens. 2-1-2 box.
Carlson short on the 3, doesn't get the roll. Shank with the offensive rebound. And throws it over the head of Carlson in a turnover by the Pioneers.
Yeah, the Pioneers weren't expecting that. That's a really smart move by the Ravens coach to come out in a zone and just throw off the whole ATO that John just drew up.
I wasn't expecting us to come out in a zone. We don't run a zone very often.
They did run it the first play of the game, and that was it. Both first plays of the half. That's all they've done.
They saw something, possibly, but I'm assuming they'll go back man the next possession. Jacobs inside, guarded by Worth. Short on the shot. Weiser flies in for the offensive rebound. Ravens will reset with 15. Dubert for 3. That one's off. Jacobs, another offensive board. Shank knocks it away. The ball's still loose. And we're going to have another tie-up, and this one will stay with the Ravens.
It's going to reset the shot clock to 20. It's going to be big for the Ravens. You see that right there. They're trying to take advantage of that little low show by Cameron Green. She ends up coming up because they just get stuck in the screen, but that's probably something they're taking advantage of because it's been a problem for the Pioneers all year long.
They actually just reset the shot clock to 30. They gave them a full 30.
Okay, because there was possession.
Yeah, they did change possessions. So into Weiser. And we're going to get a foul on Worth off the ball. That will be her second personal. Jacobs was cutting along the baseline, and a little grab from Worth to pick up the foul. Dubert, corner 3, Got it, Lauren Dubert. The first three of the game for the Ravens. And they now lead by 2.
Still in that zone. This is 2-3 here.
That pass deflected by Nicholson. Rogers finds Worth at the free throw line. Schenk thought about the 3. Now Worth will drive at Rottinghouse. Great ball movement from MNU. Rogers off the mark, and Dubert with the rebound. Carlson step for step with her. Around to Weiser. Step back, 3. And Jacobs with the offensive rebound. Dubert steps in short on the 2. And Rottinghouse couldn't keep it in. Possession to the Pioneers. I think Jacobs maybe got away with a foul there on the rebound.
Yeah, ref saying that Hazaley was hooked around on the arm, so they're not going to call either one. Kind of a double foul, but it's not worth it at that point. Still in that zone defense.
I think they're going to make MNU shoot him out of it.
Yep.
They'll be playing with fire there a little bit, but they go inside. Green off the mark, tipped, and out to Worth. Finds Carlson wide open in the corner, off on the 3. And another rebound for Weiser. Just over 3 minutes gone here in the third quarter. Ravens leading by 2. Nicholson drives, draws the contact from Rogers, and she will shoot 2.
That's 3 on Rogers. That's big time for the Pioneers. She's been their whole offense so far this game.
We'll see what John Lewis does here, and he's going to leave her in the game as Mary Lukert will check in for Grace Carlson.
Well, I trust in the junior, Aubrey Rogers, just because of what she's proven not only this year, but in her 3 years here.
Nicholson makes the first. Nicholson gets both at the line, and now they're going to bring... And they're going to say, since she just checked out, she can't come right back in.
So that sub might have been for Rogers.
Yeah, that sub might have been for Rogers originally. Or you wonder if it was for Carlson and then Rogers picks up the foul.
Yeah.
They go inside to Green. Skip pass to Worth. And they leave Lukert wide open, and she's not going to miss that. 3 from Mary Lukert. Some miscommunication on the defensive end from Benedictine, and it leads to a wide open 3 for Mary Lukert.
They go back into that man and right away give up a 3. That's tough. You might see them bop back in the zone because it gave the Pioneers trouble.
Weiser elevates, short, rebound falls to Lukert. MNU with a chance to take the lead back. Rogers drives it, Dubert. Tough shot, good for Aubrey Rogers.
That's why you got to keep her in the game for the reasons like that.
Like you said, she has basically been their entire offense tonight. 14 for Rogers, and the Pioneers lead by 1. Backdoor cut, and it went off the foot of Dubert. And the 10th turnover of the game for Benedictine.
Really good transition defense by the Ravens to get back. I mean, that's how the Pioneers run a lot of their offense this whole year. And that 5 back and head the ball, that's exactly what you want.
Rogers gets a big screen from Green and over the head of Lukert, and a turnover by the Pioneers. As Manthe and Carlson will check back in for MNU, Stork and Bruggeman in for Benedictine.
36-35 your score, still a 1-point game. 5 minutes left in the third quarter.
The largest lead of the game for either side has been 6 points.
And it was quick.
It was, because I think in the blink of an eye that game was tied after that lead happened.
Yep.
Nicholson lost it. It looked like she was trying to find Weiser. And Bruggeman's fouled. by Carlson. That will be her second personal.
Yeah, there was a lot of contact there from Green and Carlson, both sides of it, so it's not surprising they got her eventually. But the physicality and the intensity of the Pioneers' defense is causing troubles just as much as the Ravens on the other side.
Into Jacobs. Stork, corner three, that's going to come up well short. Rebounded by Green. Schenk will set up the offense for the Pioneers.
Box set for the Pioneers.
Schenk inside, guarded by Weiser. Layup high off the backboard, doesn't fall. Tipped and controlled by Jacobs.
Got the exact spot she wanted, just couldn't finish.
Bruggeman into the lane, short, and Carlson is fouled. Let's see who they get it on.
Yeah, I'm not sure. It looked like it could have been two girls there.
They get it on Stork. That will be her second personal. Riley Wade back into the game for the Ravens. And we'll see where the scoring comes from here for Benedictine. Both Weiser and Dubert both off the floor. The two leading scorers on the season for Benedictine, both off the floor right now.
Pioneers going to take it up real slow. Try to run sets.
Green. Manthe. 10 to shoot for MNU. Schenk. That one's off the mark. Rebound Nicholson. Bruggeman up and under, short. Tipped out by Morales, and Schenk with the rebound. Ahead to Lukert. No numbers for the Pioneers, so she will slow it down. Manthe steps into the three. Too strong. And a rebound for Benedictine. Leads Nicholson to the corner, but she stepped out of bounds. And another Raven turnover. And that's going to draw a 30-second timeout from Chad Folsom. Pioneers lead by 1 with 3:09 to go here in the third.
Aubrey Rogers comes back into the game for the Pioneers out of this timeout. Or she didn't get there in time. Both subs. So going to come in at the next dead ball. In that zone again, coming out of the ATO. This is definitely a scheme thing. Don't let them drop anything that's going to hurt us.
Dubert back in the game for Benedictine. They find the middle of the zone, and Carlson wide open off on the three. And Stork fouled by Green. It's going to be her first. As Manthe and Rogers back in the game for MNU.
Full court pressure continues by the Pioneers. Mary Luker's going to pick up Brugman all the way. Just turn her a little bit, not really trying to force a turnover, but maybe slow down the offense.
They're trying to get it inside to Morales. Dubert. Working against Worth, drives. Offensive rebound from Stork, and she's fouled by Zaylee Worth, and that will be her third.
Now foul trouble comes to the Pioneer side after a lot of foul trouble and the Ravens side in the first half.
Both Rogers and Worth now with 3.
That is huge.
That will send Stork back to the line. And she makes the first. 9 points for Nicole Stork. As McDowell set to come back in the game.
Most likely for Zaylee Worth.
And Stork goes 1 for 2, so we're tied at 36 with just over 2 minutes to go in the third quarter. It is 6-5 in this quarter through the first 8 minutes. And nearly a turnover by the Pioneers. Worth with it, turns the corner. And they're going to get the foul on Morales, trying to knock it away from Worth. And that is going to be the third on Carmen Morales. And now McDowell will check in for Worth. And Weiser will come back in for Benedictine, replacing Wade.
This is going to be one of those wins. Either one who wins to say, you know, we didn't win it our way, but we won it the tough way.
McDowell wide open, off on the 3. And neither team from 3 this half. A combined 2 for 11. Bruggeman goes up and under, misses the layup. Stork, offensive rebound and the putback. 11 points for Nicole Stork, and the Ravens have the lead back.
Talk about a big game off the bench. They need offense, and she's provided it for them.
Rogers. Knocked away by Bruggeman. The 10th turnover for the Pioneers. Dubert, mid-range jumper, short. Stork with an offensive rebound, and she's fouled by Lukert. And that's going to send Stork to the line as the Ravens are in the bonus.
That's a first. Nicole Stork at the line. We shoot 2.
Stork makes the first. Not normally a big-time scorer. Only averages 6 points per game on the year, but already 11 tonight. That will make it 12.
Look, with when you can't shoot from the outside, you got to have somebody go inside, right? So she gets to take advantage of all the opportunities they're giving her.
Rottinghouse will come in for Morales. And Green back on the floor for MNU. As we're inside a minute to go in the third quarter. McDowell for 3. And a rebound for Weiser.
One shot here.
The Pioneers 1 for 10 from 3 in the third quarter. Dubert, elbow jumper, good for Lauren Dubert. And the Raven lead is 6, as large as it's been tonight. Shot clock is off. The Pioneers can hold for 1 to end the third quarter. Rogers will get it right back from Green. Shank, deep 3, off the mark. We got a foul on the box out on Stork. And that's going to be her third personal.
Going to be on the line in 5 seconds on that baseline out of bounds. They're going to put Zaylee Worth in. No worry about her fouling in 5 seconds. Well, you hope not, at least. You never know. Offensive foul and a rebound. They've been calling a couple of those tonight already. So
Jacobs back in the game for Benedictine. They don't want Stork to pick up that 4th foul into Green. And Jacobs deflects it away. And that is how the third quarter will end. We'll head to the 4th. Benedictine 42, MNU 36.
We are back here in the fourth quarter. It's a 6-point lead for the Ravens. Pioneers struggle in that third quarter, specifically from the three-point line. It's out at 1 for 10, and it couldn't get it going inside either. I mean, just 5 points in that third quarter. We'll see how they come out. Big fourth quarter in a championship game. This is where moments are made.
So MNU ball to start the fourth quarter. Worth back in the game, Rogers in the game. You have to kind of go for it now and not worry about foul trouble at this point. Shank wide open inside, gets the lay-in, and a great high-low pass from Cameron Green.
Some miscommunication on a possible switch. It looks like Rubin wanted to switch, but then she didn't get it, and she gets open layup because of it.
Dubert drives right at Rogers. Tough layup, good for Dubert. She has 14 to lead Benedictine. A senior out of Beloit, Kansas.
They jumped in the zone there just for a couple seconds.
Yeah, they came out in it to start the quarter again.
They did. It looked like they possibly matched up for a second, and now it's possibly the miscommunication. But they're going to be back here in the zone. And that's what caused a lot of problems for the Pioneers that third quarter. So it's smart here to stay in that zone.
Shank tries baseline right around Dubert. Can't get the layup, gets her own rebound. Finds Rogers wide open. She's off on the three. Green, another offensive rebound, but knocked away by Jacobs.
Got to convert with all of those opportunities.
Bruggeman all the way to the rim, too strong on the layup. And Rogers comes away with it. And has it taken away by Riley Bruggeman. And the Ravens with their largest lead of the game at 8.
Not very often you see Aubrey Rogers get her rock taken, but Rubin with a big-time steal, big-time bucket.
8-point lead for Benedictine. They go inside to Worth. And she gets the bucket on the other end for MNU. Just her second basket of the night.
Great dig there by the Ravens. You know she was going up either way. Got to dig there, and unfortunately, Worth just made a tough bucket.
Jacobs underneath, gets the layup on a well-placed pass by Riley Bruggeman. Shank for three. Got it! And a big three from Shank and a timeout from John Lewis. The Raven lead is 5 with 7:33 to go.
Pioneers call that timeout there. John Lewis is looking for stops for the Pioneers. Their offense is now getting going a little bit with those 3 big buckets, but they need stops. This is a 5-point game still, though.
I mean, both teams defensively in that third quarter were great. We've already seen a better fourth quarter in 2.5 minutes than we did in the third quarter. But and here comes that full court pressure. When these two teams played in Atchison, this is what gave Benedictine so many fits, was this full court press. And I don't know if it was necessarily the press itself, but it was just the ball pressure that forced them into mistakes.
Yeah, and when you get to the half court and you're already just a little stuttered, it's really hard to run that offense.
Dubert gets the screen from Rottinghouse. Seven to shoot for the Ravens. Dubert drives, floater, good for Lauren Dubert.
Tough bucket. Needed one to get it going late shot clock, and she did. And that's why you go to your best player right there.
She had 27 in the win against Grandview on Friday, 16 points tonight to lead the Ravens. Schenk drives baseline. They're going to get a blocking foul on Rottinghouse. That'll be her second and the first foul of the fourth quarter.
Yeah, we went a whole almost over 3 minutes, almost 4 minutes without getting a foul. And that did not happen in those first 3 quarters, I promise you. They were calling a lot.
Rogers to inbound. MNU trailing by 7. They get it into Green. Worth spins. Can't get the layup to go, but draws the foul on Jacobs. So Zaylee Worth will head to the free throw line for 2. That'll be the third personal on Jennifer Jacobs.
Listen, like we said, at this point, it's 6 minutes left in the game. You can't worry about foul trouble. You have to be aggressive defensively and force misses and box out.
First free throw from Worth is no good. Worth now 1 for 3 at the line tonight. Normally a 74% free throw shooter gets the second.
Still a 6-point game with 6 minutes to go. Lots of time for both teams.
But if you're MNU, you got to start stringing stops together, and they nearly got one there as Schenk knocks it away. Dubert inside. Rottinghouse had the mismatch, and the layup for Riley Rottinghouse. Not a bad time for your first points of the night. They go right back to Green. Missed everything, and it's rebounded by Dubert. And now this is where, if you're Benedictine, you're going to start slowing that pace down just a little bit. You don't want to take the foot completely off the gas, but you want to get into your sets, be smart with the basketball. And there was that high-low action again, and that time Jacobs just missed the layup. But Rogers fortunately comes away with it. Can't convert on the layup.
They got a mismatch here.
Weiser, corner 3, missed it. Now 0 for 5 from 3 tonight is Josie Weiser.
Pioneers going to slow down the pace after that fast break. Just couldn't convert the last 2. They need points.
They get into a set here, one of your best ones if you're John Lewis, and try to get a basket. Worth doubled, and she's fouled on Jacobs. That is her 4th.
So one thing that's made Dort so successful in this game, both in passing and scoring, is like we said, that ball screen. She slows it down. When you have an ice and weak ball screen, you have to let them play the mismatches and don't just get right back over, because Aubrey's trying to fight over, but when you go slow down, it makes it way harder to guard both of those actions.
Schenk, wide open 3. Can't knock it down. Bruggeman, who just came into the game with the rebound.
Slow the pace down.
Bruggeman going one-on-one with Rogers. Long 2, good for Riley Bruggeman, and the lead is 10 for Benedictine.
4 minutes to go. Pioneers got to string stops and scores together, but it starts on the defensive end, like we said. If you can convert some turnovers into fast breaks, this game comes wide open again. Flare screen, great idea.
Schenk drives at Weiser. I couldn't tell whether she was shooting that or trying to pass it to Green.
Get a college jump ball. Maybe a little opposition. I don't really know if both teams had possession.
We couldn't tell. We couldn't tell. We were blocked from where we're at.
We got a great angle here.
Well, we were blocked out. I'm with you. I couldn't tell who had it. I thought Weiser came down with it. And we're going to get a timeout. I think maybe right there when Worth had her hand on the ball.
It's really quick, and that's my problem. But
yeah.
I understand, it's a tight situation in that call. All you see is a lot of bodies, a lot of around the ball. You have to call something.
It's going to be a full timeout with 3:54 to go. Benedictine leading by 10.
10-point game coming out of this full timeout by the Pioneers, and it's 3:54 left on the clock. Like we've been saying, the Pioneers need stops. They need to string it together. And they're going to stay in this full court pressure.
I think you have to at this point, this late in the game, down by 10. You got to try to force the issue a little bit, try to get a turnover. Maybe take a gamble on the defensive end that maybe you wouldn't take normally, try to get a steal.
I was a little surprised they didn't come out in almost a zone press just to try to get a steal there, but.
And
another jump ball.
And that ball is going to go to the Pioneers. There's the stop they needed. Now let's see if MNU can capitalize on it.
I wouldn't be surprised either, like we've seen, the Ravens jump into zone out of the ATO, to try to disrupt what they already set up. But you never know. It looks like they might be in a man. They're just kind of all standing around waiting for their guy to come down the court.
I think they're going to try to maybe slow them down coming up the floor a little bit, just delay the Pioneers getting into their offense. Ravens will stay in man with 3.5 minutes to go. Knocked away by Morales. And that loose ball, I think that went off of Morales.
Yeah, off the foot is what it looked like to me. That's really tough, but either way, it saves the Pioneers. But it is 18 seconds on the shot clock, which means you got to get up the floor and execute a play. And they're going to bring up full court pressure. You have to. You have to.
Just slow them down. Give them as little time as possible. And Dupert going to back off now. As Coach Lewis shouting out instructions as the Pioneers need a bucket. That was deflected out by Stork with 4 on the shot clock.
And there's a timeout. That's kind of what we expected. I mean, you have 3 left. You might as well use one in this time just to get something drawn up.
So MNU trailing by 10 with 3:10 to go. They have the ball coming out of the timeout.
$10 points to go. There's only 4 seconds of the shot clock.
Rogers going to inbound.
You're probably going to see the ball come back to her if it's not off of a screen.
Being patient, and she throws it off the back of the backboard, and a turnover by MNU.
And that's just a really hard spot for her sideline out of bounds, and just couldn't execute. I mean, if you're going to throw that across the court, it's really tough.
Yeah, that's a tough pass to make right there, because you're just you're far enough over on the baseline where that cuts off, that makes that pass to the corner just a little bit more difficult, and you have to be super precise with it.
And most refs are not going to give you that corner spot. They're going to pull you down a little bit, but I like the accuracy of the refs.
And they're going to get it right back, though, as Morales throws it away with 2:54 to go. So now both teams have strung stops together, but that means the offense is stopped.
Can never get both one or the other,
Green with it, top of the key, Lukert on the near side. Rogers, 3, off the back iron, rebounded by Dupert.
And it's perfectly executed elevator screen right there. Got her open, just couldn't hit the shot.
I thought for sure that was going in.
With the way she's been playing, too.
Yeah, with the way she's been shooting it, I thought for sure that was going in. And the Pioneers now 2 of 13 from 3 in the second half.
That is tough. After 5 of 12 in the first.
Bruggeman. Late clock. They're going to get an illegal screen on Morales. And that's going to be her 4th personal. It's going to get Jacobs back in the game. She has 4.
2 minutes and 8 seconds to go. The Pioneers, they just got to get points. You got to execute offensively.
And I'm going to point this out now. MNU still with 0 fouls.
0.
That's going to play with the lead the way it is right now. That is probably going to play a part. Green for 3 comes up short. Worth with the offensive rebound. Put back, no good. Jacobs with the board for Benedictine. And now Dubert brings it across. And the Ravens are going to start to run out the clock. And they're going to get the foul on Rogers. That'll be her fourth.
Look, like we said, even though it is a 10-point game, there's chances it was closer. That they only got one foul. It's not like they can put them in the bonus and try to get to the free throw line. They're going to have to string a couple together. And with Aubrey Rogers with 4 fouls, you got to keep her away from the ball if that's what your plan is.
Yeah, you got to be selective with who you foul with. Now Dubert with it, guarded by Rogers. 15 to shoot for Benedictine. Inside a minute and a half to go. Dubert behind the back. Gets the floater to go. Lauren Dubert.
That is a dagger right there for the Ravens.
Rogers, left open, goes inside. Green with the layup on the other end. Nicholson.
1 minute in the ball game.
And now if you're Benedictine, you maybe take a timeout right here.
They're going to give him the timeout even though there's 20 on the shot clock. Could have been a 10-second violation.
The official on this end was saying he had it with 21. And it'll be a 30-second timeout, and they're going to say there should be 21 on the shot clock.
This is getting intense. I mean, look, it's a 12-point game and with 52 seconds left, so most likely this game's over, but the intensity has not gone away.
No. You never think you're out of it in a game like this.
Absolutely not.
And with a 26-game winning streak on the line, and you don't want that loss going into the national tournament. You don't want to have to worry about that, but you want to keep your momentum going into the tournament. And
I mean, you're talking about a possible perfect conference year, and they already won 24 straight in the conference regular season. Could win 3 here in the conference tournament and win it all, but that's really tough to do. That is tough to do.
It is really hard to do. It was 2018, 2019. Our men did the same thing.
Yeah.
Got all the way to the conference tournament championship game, then lost to Peru in 19 to break that streak. I think we had won 28 in a row at that point.
And that's just tough.
Yeah, but there's
something to be said about how hard it is to beat a team, though, 3 times.
Yep. And that was my whole thing coming into tonight, not calling the game, but I was like, okay, it is really difficult to beat a really good team 3 times.
Yeah.
And even it's hard to beat anybody 3 times, let alone
Absolutely.
like a team that knows you so well.
And like we said, these coaches have history. They know what the other team wants. They know exactly how this game is going to go. So there's no guessing on what's going to happen. They're going to come out and execute. And like we said, they've caused troubles for each other all night long.
Yeah. And you know all the tendencies. You know everything. So you have to change things just a little bit in order to get it. And if I was to tell you a score that I would have wanted as a Benedictine fan coming into tonight, it was a score like this. I did not want this game to be a shootout because I do not think that is a game that suits Benedictine playing MNU, because MNU likes to get out in transition, likes to run, likes to force turnovers. And you had to keep it low scoring, keep the pace down, and that's what Benedictine's done. They've held MNU to 15 points in the second half, which is just unbelievable.
This just hasn't happened all year. Well, I like to point out there is a 10-second reset on this clock because of the timeout, so they have a lot of time to get across.
So it'll be 11, and they're not even going to take a chance. They're going to go down to Weiser, and she's fouled by Schenk.
Maybe the coach didn't know, but either way, it works.
Yeah, you're right, because that would be a reset. But it was a great catch by Weiser to go up and get it.
I mean, they said they want football. I heard the chant. I heard the chant.
They wanted football. That was very football-esque. Into Dubert.
They're not going to foul.
And now Worth is going to foul.
There it is.
But the problem is now you have to do that 2 more times and probably going to burn another 4 or 5 seconds off the clock.
And you have 2 people in foul trouble you just can't have out of the game.
The good thing for the Pioneers, though, is that they have the 2 timeouts. They can bring the ball forward twice.
Yep.
They can bring it into the front court twice off the timeout after the free throws. I love that rule change, by the way.
That is
on the
amazing.
women's side.
I love it. I love it so much. I think
I-
it just adds so much to the game, and especially in these kind of situations.
Yeah, and it makes, if you have a 3-point game with 10 seconds left, you don't have to worry about dribbling the ball up the floor. Into Dubert, who runs away from Carlson and then is fouled by Schenk. That will be her third. Now the next one will send the Ravens to the line.
44.3 seconds left. 10-point game. I mean, I've seen crazier, but feels like the Ravens may have control of this. Oh, they called a foul fast there. They might have been looking for a jump ball. That's really hard to call, though, especially when you know they want a foul.
That's going to send Dubert to the line. There's one thing for the Pioneers. The Ravens, not a good free throw shooting team. 12th in the conference from the free throw line on the year.
Duber's the one they want at the line, though.
Yeah,
85% of the conference play. It's her or Weiser. That's the ball that they're trying to get to.
And Dubert makes the first, and she has been spectacular the last 2 games.
Timeout looks like it's coming out of this made free throw.
Dubert gets both. Timeout Pioneers with 43.3 to go. And the Ravens 43 seconds away from a Hart Tournament championship.
.3 seconds left. Pioneers are going to get the ball on their side of the court like we were just talking about. But it's a 12-point game. They're going to have to execute offense fast.
And, I mean, it's a 3 or nothing right now at this point, I feel like.
And a couple turnovers. That's what they need. Got to go.
Schenk with it and
pull it up.
And deep 3 off the mark. Tipped and controlled by Jacobs. Weiser will dribble it up, and she is fouled.
There's 29.1 seconds left, but this game is all but written. But all we're waiting is for the fat lady to sing. That's about it.
So Weiser to the free throw line.
Like we said, this will secure an automatic bid for Benedictine to get in the national tournament, which is absolutely huge.
Okay. Because you and I kind of talked about that during the early part of the second quarter, that you don't want to leave it up to RPI. You don't want to leave it up to a selection committee. You just want to earn it yourself and not have to sweat going into Thursday night about whether you're in or not.
Yeah,
now,
and it's really hard at this level, right, in NAI, because it's not the attention you get at D1 where they know, the kind of ins and outs of the season, how if teams are healthy or not, and can put that into the game. Or, hey, they were close the whole game, but they pulled away at the end, so it looks bad, but it's not. But also this game, in a sense of like RPI, in a sense of how big it looks, is going to be insurmountable.
And it's going to play big into the seeding for both teams, too.
Absolutely.
And I think this moves Benedictine up a seed line almost. I saw them as probably a 4, but I think this maybe moves them up a little bit with how the disparity in RPI between the two teams. I think this win's going to be really, really important for them and get you a better game in the opening round.
Absolutely. Wouldn't it be interesting if we're right back here in a week watching these exact two teams play in the national tournament? I don't know.
I don't think they'll do that. I don't think they would do that to us. But
Probably not.
29.1 to go here in the fourth. Worth into Green. And Green's going to be fouled by Weiser. So Green will head to the line.
Foul number 20, Josie Weischer.
McDowell and Carlson in for Worth and Rogers. This is the foul substitution.
Yeah, offense, defense, and that's what you have to do in this situation, even down 14. Stay tuned after the game. The Pioneers will be cutting down their nets and getting their the banner. So stay tuned, all Pioneer fans.
As Green gets both. And Carlson was, she was grabbing the back of Dubert's jersey. And
they called a flagrant.
Yeah, they called the flagrant. And that'll send Dubert to the line for 2, and then Ravens will get the ball back.
Wow.
Yeah, she just grabbed right in the middle of the back of her jersey.
That's your fourth personal. Lauren Dubert at the line, shooting 2.
We talk about a Benedictine fourth quarter. You're 7 for 10, 70% from the field after, both teams were tough in the third quarter, but 3 for 16 in that third, and they just came out hot. And one thing, it's hard to say, in the men's side a year ago, 32 regular season champions and only 12 of them won their tournament. That has something to say. There's just so much mental that goes on with, we already won, we're in. It's really hard to keep that motivation.
Yeah. Especially in the sports where you have that auto bid wrapped up already.
Exactly.
14 points in the second half for Lauren Dubert.
Huge second half.
They get it into Jacobs, and she's going to lay it in. The Ravens now lead by 15 with 24.8 to go. Three from McDowell, and she's fouled by Jacobs, and 1. That will foul Jacobs out.
And she's fouled by number 30, Jennifer Jacobs. That was her 5th personal foul. Checking for Ravens number 5, Riley Brueggemann.
So Brueggemann will check in for Jacobs. Miss on the free throw. Nicholson with the rebound, and she is fouled by Green. So Nicholson will shoot 2 on the other end.
Foul number 24, Cameron Green. That's her 2nd.
Rogers and Worth back in.
Aubrey Rogers and Zadie Worth back in for the Pioneers.
13 seconds left. I've seen Tracy McGrady go 13 and 30, but I don't ever see anybody go 12 and 13. So
Nicholson makes the first. Nicholson gets both. Rogers tries to go inside to Green, turns it over.
And that'll do it for this game. 3.6 seconds left, but Benedictine is going to be your conference champions for the tournament.
And for the first time since 2015, the Benedictine College Ravens have won the Heart of America Athletic Conference Women's Basketball Tournament Championship by a final of 65-51 over the Pioneers of Mid-America Nazarene. So both of these teams will find out on Thursday who they will play. Ravens will find out where they go. You guys have the luxury of getting to play in your home gymnasium, which I think is a big benefit.
Absolutely. The crowd plays into a huge factor in these kind of games.
And it was really the defensive side of the ball for Benedictine in the second half to hold a team like the Pioneers to just 20 points.
Yeah, I mean, the Pioneers have forced a lot of turnovers this year, absolutely, but their thing has been turnovers to fast break, right? Score the ball, score the ball. I mean, they've been outscoring teams by 30 almost on average, and just couldn't get it to fall in that second half. And Benedictine absolutely hot in that fourth quarter to take advantage.
It was really the third quarter though. When you hold a team to 5 points in the third quarter, and that really created the separation, and then the Pioneers really weren't able to get back into the game to make it to where they could have a chance, and the Ravens just kind of held them there at arm's length the entire fourth quarter, and a lot of it was Lauren Dubert, 21 points for Dubert, 13 for Stork for Benedictine. Rogers led MNU with 14, Shank with 11.
Yeah, and I mean, the biggest stat to look at is 45 rebounds for Benedictine to 32 for the Pioneers. I mean, a lot of that does come with misses, right? We talked about that a little bit. But second chance points are absolutely killers in this kind of game. It's a physical game, so shout out to the Ravens, absolutely great game, and hopefully both of these teams go far for our conference.
I hope so too, and again, if you're MNU, you kind of just write this one off, and it's a clean slate for everybody going into the national tournament, and
it doesn't matter what the record is, it's as long as you win these next 5 games in a row, then you got it.
And MNU's a team who is capable of that. They are a great basketball team, but like we talked about, it's really hard to beat somebody 3 times, and tonight it was just Benedictine's night tonight.
It just was. And that just happens sometimes.
All right, well, I'll let you close it out, Noah. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you guys letting me come on and help you guys tonight. It was great. And
I appreciate you.
It was a pleasure getting to work with you.
Absolutely.
It was great. And you said you're going to be GA here for the next 2 years, so I have a feeling we'll probably get a chance to work together again at some point. So
absolutely.
Thank you, sir. Greatly appreciate it.
Absolutely. Stay tuned. We're going to be, once the girls come back out, they're going to be cutting down the nets for their conference championship on their 24-0 regular season.
Great work. Thank you so much. That's awesome. You were great. I don't usually get a color guy very often, so and to have someone, it's rare. To have someone with your knowledge of it, you were great. You did a great job. I'm sure with you being his GA, we will see each other at some point down the road over the next 2 years. Yeah. Best of luck to you guys.
You too.
Have fun next week.
Oh yeah,
that's one thing I haven't got to do yet. I haven't got to do a national tournament. So
hey, say it, they guys somehow mess up.
They try to avoid that.
Yeah, they do.
No, best of luck to you guys.